What is up, guys? I am the one and only Eagle Double T, and in this video, I'm going to be comparing the Nintendo GameCube controller to the Sega Dreamcast controller. So let's begin. Really, I've been considering starting a shout-out series. If you want me to do that, then comment that you think I should do a shout-out series, because it's something that I've really been thinking about recently. So first, let's talk about the features of these controllers. Now, the GameCube controller, I guess you could say its main feature is the Wavebird, which is a wireless controller, and this was the first proper wireless controller that worked right. And the battery life is great, the range is really good. All you have to do is select the channel, which is a bit odd, but it's a pretty nice wireless controller. And then the Dreamcast controller has VMUs, virtual memory units. You could play mini games on these, you could put them together and exchange data. There was a lot of stuff you could do with these, and it just did little things too, like display your health, stuff like that. So really, both the features are really cool. So, I'd say it comes down to personal preference, which you like better, so, let me know in the comments below. Do you like the, GameCube's wireless Wavebird, or the Dreamcast VMUs? Let me know in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the comfort of these controllers. Now, the Dreamcast controller, I like the shape of the handles, I like the trigger, and my thumb sits, pretty nice right on the buttons and the joystick. I feel like the joystick is a little bit high, but just barely, and it is a very comfortable controller. The GameCube controller, though, it's just more comfortable. It's just the most comfortable controller I've ever held in my life. I mean, it just melts right into my hand with the really comfortable trigger. Just the way it's shaped, it's just so comfortable. The way that my hands fall right on the A button in the joystick, it's just perfect. So while the Dreamcast controller is very comfortable, I would say the GameCube controller is definitely more comfortable. Next, let's talk about the durability of these controllers. The GameCube controller, the plastic feels very good. It is very dense. The buttons, the joysticks, the triggers, etc. feel very solid and well made, and this is definitely a very solid controller, and probably one of the most well-made controllers I've ever held. The Dreamcast controller, the plastic they use is very good. It's pretty heavy. The joystick doesn't feel very well-made at all. It just feels very cheap. The D-pad feels a bit cheap. The triggers, there's just something about them that just isn't super well-made. So while the plastic they use is very good, it squeaks a lot. And I feel like it just wasn't, like, manufactured and put together as well as it could have been, as well as the GameCube controller. So the GameCube controller does have better durability than the Dreamcast controller. And finally, let's talk about the buttons, the triggers, etc. Stuff like that. Now, the Dreamcast controller has a rather crappy joystick. A good mushy D-pad. It's mushy in a good way, I think. The buttons work fine, and then it has very nice Xbox 360 styled triggers. The GameCube controller, I really like its joysticks. I think the C-stick is nice, and then the primary joystick is just perfect. The gamepad is a bit small, but it is pretty nice. The Z button is kind of crappy. The R and L triggers are very comfortable. Your hands just fold right into them. Very nice triggers. I love the strategically placed buttons. You can go from A, which is what you would usually use for games like Metroid Prime. A is shoot, and you could easily go, just slide your thumb right over to whatever button you need. And the GameCube controller has rumble, and the Dreamcast controller doesn't. Just gonna put that out there. In the end, I would say the GameCube controller is better. In the end, I'm gonna give the victory to the GameCube controller for being more comfortable and having better durability. Although the Dreamcast controller is an excellent controller. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video if you enjoyed it, and please comment which controller you like better. I am the one and only Equal Double T signing off. Goodbye.